right, so what you're going to have when you come in is everything that you see here. These are the ones that you did for counting. You're going to use these again for counting. They don't need to be sterile because you're taking it out of the hood. You're never using it again. But when you do serial dilution, you're going to have to use sterile tips. So the sterile tips are in here. This is your multi-channel. These are the tips that you have to use for the multi-channel. They're spread out correctly. And you're going to need pipette tips and pipettes to do your serial dilution. So these are the boats. The boats are face down, and I've got them away just to kind of keep them sterile because they come in one pack. They're not individually wrapped. So you'll grab one of those, and then that's all you'll need for your procedure. Okay. So you'll have a 96 mil plate, you'll have a 15 mil conical to make your last dilution, and you'll have, this is the conditioned medium. And you'll also have one flask of cells. So these look pretty good. So the first thing is to triturate, right? So we're going to grab a 10 mil here. All right, most of you guys did this pretty well yesterday. Remember, you're just knocking them off the bottom, right? So grab a little bit, and you want to spray it hard and cover all the surface area. You do that 4 or 5 times. And it'll take it all off. See, I'm just grabbing a little bit and letting a little out, and that minimizes the foam that you make from doing this. All right, so those are nice and mixed and detached. Just grabbing a little bit of it. Keep it upright now because they're removed from the plate.
Was that about half of a milliliter?
Yeah, you just, remember, we only need 50 microliters, right? I'm just pulling out a sample of it,
okay,
basically. And then that's going to be used for counting. All right. So then this goes over to the microscope. I'm not going to do this for you. I did it the other day. You can watch the procedure again on that video if you need to, but it's 50 microliters of cells, 50 microliters of trypan, and then you get your concentration.
And then you do take 10, the same thing, so we're just taking 10 microliters out and counting the cells?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, same exact procedure to get your count. So let's say we get from that count 0.6 times 10 to the 6 cells per mil, right? So that's going from 600,000 to 5 cells per mil. We're going to do a 1 to 100 dilution. We're going to do a second 1 to 100 dilution. And then this last dilution will be 1 to 12, right? I think that's the math.
What is it? 6?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but yeah, it should be 1 to 12. So 10,000. But you guys need to know how to do the math, right? Because everyone's is going to be different. So, you know, how you do that last solution is going to depend on your concentration. Yeah, that's right. So it's 830 microliters of cells and 9.2 mils of medium. That's going to be our last solution there. Okay. So now you can't, these need to maintain sterility, right? Because we're going to be working with our cultures in there. So to get these out, you can't just put your hands in there. So just knock 2 of them out. That's all you need for that. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. So we're going to do 990 in both of those tubes. See, I'm being careful not putting my hands over the tubes because that runs the risk of and then this last one is going to get 9.2 mils. I am shaking. It's pretty good. So keep that aside in case we mess up, but you shouldn't need any more of that. All right, so just in the time this is sat there, it's really settled. You don't want settling. So I'm going to remix it. Now what you don't want to do is pull more cells off the back of the plate. So I don't want to retriturate it. I just want to go in and gently go up and down like this on the bottom here. Because if we pulled off more cells, that would change our concentration, right? Microliters of that. It's set to 10. So I would do just 4 pulses like that to mix it. So this is our second 1 to 100 dilution. And then the last one is 830 microliters. This is a big dilution, right? We've put a few cells in here. So you want to kind of dilute this out slowly and vortex it. So vortex is a pretty like vigorous thing to do to the cells. You risk damaging them, so you want to minimize it. But for a procedure like this, we need to do it. So remember, this is the side that you're going to use for the multi-well. So we mix in. That's pretty good. Just pour that in. All right, so this is set to 100. Okay, so these tips need to be on really firm. So you have to use a good amount of pressure and kind of move it a little bit back and forth to ensure that all the tips are on well. And go in. Now right now these are settling, so I'm going to kind of just swish them around. I'll probably go up and down once or twice. And I'm also going to check and make sure that my multi-channel is working well. And it seems like they're all pretty level, so that's pretty good. This part will go quick. You just have to check the tips each time. Like right there, you see that one didn't come out. So, and they don't all have to be winners. So that one's messing up right there. We'll see. I think we should be able to do them all. So this one's messed up. That's not going to be your fault when you come in here and do it. It just means it's broken. So I just touched that. So we got contaminated it.
The outside of the boat?
Yeah, I hit
Okay.
outside of the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we'll have enough to do 10 of the 12 because this is running low now. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to label this SF9, initials, whatever the date is, limited dilution, 5 cells per mil, and plating 100 microliters. And that's it. Alright, so clean up. You're going to leave the boats like they are. Just put everything back to how it was when you kind of came in. You can discard your culture, your leftover media.
And those do they stay in there?
What's that? No, they go in together.
Okay, I was like,
It's this one here. That's it.
okay.